Good evening. Well, we got a touchy subject I'd like to discuss tonight, and that is limiting the various paths in paganism. And I'm bringing this up because I have been very busy in the Council of Witches 2015. I have always been vocal on the numerous eclectic paths in paganism. And I believe that we are hitting a crossroad where it is actually hurting paganism. It's not helping paganism. And so let's start from the top. When I was a member of the Council Witches Facebook page, I was involved in many conversations. And they wanted to revise the 13 Principles of Belief, which was created in 1973-74, and it talked about the general beliefs of people in paganism / Wicca. They wrote those principles to be very vague. They did not want to exclude people. They were trying to teach people that were outside of the pagan world what paganism was about. This was a positive creation to try to help and promote paganism. I enjoyed it a great deal. But they're trying to revise it. And so they were saying that these 13 principles of belief were outdated, that there's been so many changes in paganism / Wicca that they need to be revised. There were people that were upset because their beliefs were not fitting in nicely. I think about Scott Cunningham's quote, my favorite one from him. In the book, The Living Wicca, he talks about how if we continually reinvent every aspect of Wicca / paganism, that soon we will have nothing left over to hand down to the next generation. And he's right. And it is my belief that we are at a crossroads. We are on the verge of destroying it. And we got to stop that. So we got to draw the line in the sand. You see, in my discussions on the Council of Witches, we had people that wanted in. They were going by the old dictionary definition of paganism, which is anything that is not of the Abrahamic beliefs was pagan. And, that's an old definition, and we don't follow that. And we don't want some Christian-oriented definition to restrain us, to set our parameters. We need to set our own parameters as pagans. And that's what we have to do now. You see, this is hard. I got so much to talk about. So, anyway, there are a lot of people that have created their own traditions. We got people that are mixing religions. We got people that are pulling concepts out of their ass, and they're labeling it as Wicca or paganism, and they want in under our umbrella. And it's gotten bad. I've recently been talking a lot about Jediism, but we also have people that are wanting to take the Klingon manufactured belief and say, this is Wicca, this is paganism. You got people that are taking Harry Potter. You got people that are taking Lord of the Rings orientations. You got people that are taking anything that has a, ooh, that's a cool idea. I want to incorporate that into my beliefs. So now we have blank, blank, blank Wicca. We actually have a tradition called the Idgaf tradition, and it stands for I don't give a fuck. Okay. We have all of these concepts diluting Wicca / paganism that it's now becoming a joke. Even in some of the comments on my previous videos, when I mentioned about Jediism and Klingonism, and there's people that wanted to take aspects of the Green Lantern Corps and turn these into parts of their personal tradition, you know, it's a laugh. How can anybody take us serious? We got Power Rangers. You know, it is gone too far. And so I try to explain to them my point of view that there has to be a time where we say, no, no, this cannot be part of the Wiccan / pagan umbrella. I'm sorry, you can't just, as Lilokin says, slap Wicca on it and call it Wicca. I mean, it's past that point. And so when I tell people that we should not be including other traditions, other paths in under the pagan umbrella, they keep on telling me, who are you to decide what's not pagan? Who are you to say that it is? They want this super general term so that they could fit underneath the umbrella. Maybe, just maybe, their beliefs aren't supposed to fit underneath the pagan umbrella. Paganism is an earth-based belief system, right? So how could the Jedis be considered earth-based? Klingonism, I mean, they're on a fictional war-oriented planet. Not really earth-based now, is it? So if there are religious belief systems and they are not earth-based, we should not be putting them under the pagan umbrella. We have chaotic people, we have nihilists, and that. Sorry, that does not work on my concept of paganism, so I would not say that you're pagan. Now, I want to make this point perfectly clear. I'm not saying that their paths are wrong. I'm just saying that it's not pagan. You see, and here's where a lot of people just don't quite comprehend. We have millions and millions of people on this planet that follow the Abrahamic religions, right? So, you have these Christians. Well, guess what? Christian isn't pagan, right? Are we saying that all these Christians are wrong? No, we're not. We're saying this is pagan, this is Christian, this is Muslim over here, we got the Jews over here, we got Buddhists right here, we got all these little groups. And we're not saying that any one of them is wrong. In fact, this is the way I believe. If the religious path that you're following brings you personal peace and you're not pushing it on anybody, good for you. I'm happy for you. So, you want to be a chaotic, whatever. Fine. Then you have your own umbrella. It is a small umbrella, yes, but it does not fit underneath the paganism umbrella. You have to have your own core beliefs. Pagans have their own basic core beliefs. Now, what are these 13 core beliefs? Well, you can look at the 13 principles of belief. They are very general and, okay, those kind of fit us. They don't fit everybody that considers themselves pagan. Okay, let's face it, paganism is very broad, and so we have problems there. So, what I'm thinking that we have to do to strengthen and protect the pagan community is to draw a line in the sand. We have to come up with a newer version of the principles of pagan belief. We can go by the 13 principles of belief and say, this is paganism. We're not saying that your beliefs are wrong if they don't fit these guidelines, but you're just not a pagan. You're something else. And as Lilokin has mentioned in a couple of his videos, which I do suggest other people watch, mixing religions doesn't work. It's an abomination. We have a lot of these Christo-Wiccans. Okay, Christianity and Wicca, Christianity, paganism, do not mix very well. They're in oppositions. Okay, Christianity tells you that you are supposed to convert people out. Pagans believe in individuality. You have your beliefs? Wonderful. I have mine, and they're wonderful for me. You know, that's it. Muslims, convert. Jews, convert. Okay? You cannot have religions that have such different tenets of belief become one. Okay? It doesn't work. It can't work. So, you have to decide what you want. Now, you want a strong pagan community? Good. You have to decide what is going to be acceptable in the pagan community. Now, I don't care if you're an Alexandrian. I don't care if you're Dianic. I don't care if you consider yourself a heathen. If you're Azatru, it doesn't matter to me. Those are all pagan beliefs. You know, welcome underneath the umbrella. We are forced then to redefine what paganism is. And here is where we're going to have a lot of anger. Pagan, which is what we're called, is an Italian word. No, not Italian, a Latin. It means rustic dweller, rural dweller, right? So, under my definition of paganism, it is people who follow the old-time beliefs in pre-Christian Europe. Okay, so that means that the Celts, the Germans, the Norse, Greeks, Italians, Etruscans, you know, the Slavics, the Finnish, all these people, their beliefs are pagan. And that's what I would be considering to be a pagan belief. Now, what about the Asian belief systems? Well, you got your Buddhists. Okay, there's quite a bit of Buddhists out there. Buddhists would be their own separate belief system. Hindus, there are millions of Hindus, correct? They're their own separate belief system. They have their own little umbrella. Okay? Shintoism, they have their own umbrella. Confucianism, they have their own umbrella. Okay? You can't just say they're all pagan. You got your Native Americans, you know, your Cherokee, your Fox, Indians. Well, I would list Native American belief systems under their own umbrella. Now that would include Canada, United States, Mexico, but also all of South America, all your Native American belief systems, because they would be all very unique, very closely related, would be their own grouping. And I think this is the best way to separate. We can still honor all these different groupings, but we're going to say, you know, these are what pagans are, and these are what the Native Americans are, these are the Buddhists, these are, you know, that's how it is. we have to define who we are. And I know a lot of you hate labels, and labels can be a good thing and a bad thing. But if you are trying to build a community, you have to have a label. You have to have some description of what this community is. You cannot just go, well, there's 2,000 people, there's the community. Well, what is the common theme? You have to have the common theme, a label. There's 5,000 pagans. Wonderful. Okay? Well, this has hit the 15-minute mark, so I better call it quits for tonight. So I would love to hear your opinions on this. Like I said, in general, I think paganism / Wicca has exploded into a very, very highly diluted form, and that it is losing its validity in the world. And the only way that we can fix this is if we start removing some of these eclectic traditions that have no really connection to the old ways. So everybody take care, be at peace.